the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Enche ana Samuel Okudzeto ablakwa our the foreign affairs minister Edin Nsem-Pii na ebetu dwa say IT staff bia a friend of Fred Kwatin our Ghana's embassy at Washington DC. And sebio or faculty kwan bi so no ma bia illegal ama scam na ekọ ono ankasa botom ma aban efa passport and visa ehun sensem na eno na nsem betu dwa the foreign affairs minister Samuel Okudzeto ablakwa ene ne NDC amoknyoko no eklosi Ghana's embassy at Washington DC. Nene IT staff no ababonten a friend Fred Kwatin ababonten Edin Nsem-Pii na ababetu dwa na in fact what disgrace Samuel Okudzeto ablakwa Basabasa say Okudzeto ablakwa nsem ode abetu dwa efa ono ene ne other colleagues no mo ye adwuma omo as IT staff Ghana's embassy Washington DC no nsem Okudzeto ablakwa ede betu dwa nyina oboa ntoro na hana Ghana for anje na Ghana for enhu nyuma ono Fred Kwatin ene ne colleagues no abo Ghana's embassy Washington DC na NDC amune okunu ba within 5 months Okudzeto ablakwa epese ode faculty kwan bia so etanishe ono Fred Kwatin ne other colleagues no image Nsem-Pii na ne Fred Kwatin ede tu dwa na mi sebepi konpen for se kalkum hoi yegini kwakwenum yanjebre ni enti nsem a IT staffer or Ghana's embassy Washington DC ode tu dwa efa Samuel Okudzeto ablakwa the foreign affairs minister nsem ode betu dwa say IT staff your more Ghana's embassy Washington DC no oma faculty kwan bi so ama sika bi ekọ omobotum ana ewia sika bi ne yanjebre ni enti nsem a
Hold on. To solve problems ebeba IT solutions embassy ni here to make life comfortable for Ghana for ni obia ebeba hono. That is why you
Isn't that what I did?
No, but this time no, you are paid as a staff of the embassy. You created a solution using resources of the embassy for your personal benefit. That is where the problem is.
Okay, but I was working for the embassy.
Yeah.
I was getting paid for the other stuff that I do for the embassy.
Yes.
Not for that solution that I provided for the outside. Outsiders were paying me to go buy their return envelope and prepare their labels and make sure they can be communicated effectively from when the application leaves to when it gets delivered to them. These are two different things. So if I had put a charge on coming up with that idea, for example, certain amount of money, so for me providing or coming up with this intellectual idea, the government should pay me this, and I may say operate here. It's a whole different ball game. Because if I ask the mission that because like I said, the one that I provided, I didn't ask money. So if they say, instead of putting the burden on the embassy, let's put the burden on the applicants to find a way to solve the issue because the system does address verification. It communicates with them. When there's an issue, they are being communicated to. Tell me, for all these years, did anybody go online or in a social media say, and I'll be a young sister, that's will be a family passport, and no. There was no complaints. So can we look at the good part, the part that people were benefiting, and forget about the fact to say somebody was benefiting from something that he has your friends have genuinely put together.
Yeah, but unim say based on what you're saying, Anka, the problem may not have been this serious if you did not have a link of that private company on the embassy's website. Even that there will still have been problems, but it is worse now because you used state resources for private gain. That is conflict of interest.
No,
and what its explanation is real.
So, you see, anytime you say that, it sounds as if I did it without anybody's knowledge.
Oh, no. That's not what I'm saying.
So when him say, but say when him say, you want penny for our mushe embassy.
Embassy is no crap.
Ediba Nebiko.
No crap.
Okay. So are we saying then penny for are not allowed to find or find a solution to a problem? The question is, if they had a problem with what I was doing, and yes, and people from the ministry know what was going on.
Is the ministry even in Accra? No, maybe ministry in Accra. No,
but my brother, the embassy, that link and everything, website. Even if I'm not even going to speak for them, but the key thing is, was it a hidden link?
No, it doesn't look like it is. Yeah.
And I fail to say the second event, you see, main problem they say if the argument was about the fact that say Omukotia Sikama company bia. Look, that debate we can have. But what I'm saying is say for him to say, my dirty bansika, I go name account tomorrow. That is what we need to dwell.
Okay. I guess
that is what the issue is.
No, I get that. Bounce no. Yes.
One can say, the only reason maybe one camel like them is because they didn't have the case. Because it's in fact, so that cannot go on about. But that's not what he said. What's my dirty a buying seeker? Where is that?
But I wouldn't say and make and me pacho open to interpretation. I mean, the minute a beba link nebeda embassy in a website, and this is a staff of the embassy. Yes, even though you're contract staff, as long as your contract no subsist, you are a staff of the embassy. Don't you think, sir, there is an element of conflict of interest?
Well, yes. But listen to this. They brought that up, and I gave them a checklist.
Okay.
Of a resolution to a conflict or resolution for a conflict of interest at a workplace. Now, Mr. T. say, first of all, whatever services that I'm providing has nothing to do with the Ghana government. Ghana government is not paying me to offer those services to the people. It is more like also being taught return envelope for post office. Stamp na mesia no kwem. My card says this is some man am got on label no family. That's outside of the embassy.
Asempa FM.
That's outside of the embassy. Government did it and yet to say at the end of the day made the bill. Ever say all services that ma providing and mommy and home. No. And another thing also is the information that is being collected from these people to offer them services does not have any connection to the embassy. Because local website now here return postage you see, there will be a privacy policy, terms and conditions that tells you the information that you're collecting what they are going to be used for. Which is something that is regulated. Because you can't just collect people's information online just like that. That's what's my fear.
Yeah, me too, pa.
So one can say it, but if you look deeply into it, where is the conflict? Because Abai is not paying me. I have the contract with the applicants, a same contract that I have with the government.
I understand that bit, but because
but
you
see, okay. What I'm saying is the question now was not whether or not the conflict of interest.
Okay.
The question and the definition here is I have, in a way, diverted some money. I call my personal accounting. So if one has put out there, so there's that would be a different conversation to have. And I said to debate on. But that's not the issue here. The issue is the defamation part of it. So we are on the blind side of the ministry.
It is a challenge.
That is the issue.
Am I a medical advice on the national TV for months? It's a Ryanum. Makubika na meshe ya sekro kinye painkiller. Raja se kroki na yini na yini mo kroki de na yede shebe nkumu mni. Yana waza kroki onu ma hutu de.
Contraindications.
But yatra ha manipa ya yesani ya then we have realized say apparently
me ba so Uncle Dennis o kan say chloroquine painkiller and yes enya nwanwa so obetim ko aka say spinal cord yentini ka see yesam ma so
I nantam de waka bebre me send videos ni
Matthias and them
waka bebre me send videos ni and this was on national TV and I wouldn't say I'm sure you will know it's all in rural areas Mami phone ya mami no ne ya papa no bebre na TV so no mo medications o. TV radio no mo medication. Bebre na oje prescription. Oba yesi edro bi aba yesi ye friend say no akoto. Yesi o mi share program we yesi say obi wo class our program we on message. Because according to the prescription and medical advice. But I don't put there. What is even more worrying is yen national security and yen state affairs and ankasansono. The panel this fraudulent act to the extent that yen green letterhead the highest letterhead you can find when it comes to appointment in this country Nidia baby pieso. Nidino se PA no MPA sa keke unze ba kwa me wo financial health insurance board now. Different categories of people in appoint you.
Pa.
It is a nanka you appoint from another category and problem with you. You appoint as a health insurance expert. On the National Health Insurance Board, in that category. Or no any doctors and Rollins. Honorable.
Wow.
And this lady has been indicated as a health insurance expert. I had a doctor Nakani Doctor Canadian or mine letterhead.
Why Nigeria minister me I'm a doctor. Now I don't you have printing press in your country?
So it's a serious issue. Now I have said it and I'll say it again. Never be no Nsem-Pii Mahama M1 minor. But we dear me for some morning bono. But it's a bono bebo or more or the what to almost so. Or more the GDM almost one and on fancy or minor, but the babo. Of course, will be argument and run all your chairman say, Nsem-Pii Mahama will position. Or no, and by this time, control the Facebook or no can you see or a Kufadra Breswa. And Konoa control the Facebook or no, I didn't command or the way. Kasasre no or the kasem nti aba mo fanya no but you see Nsem-Pii appointment na oni mo appoint o mo nyina personally but so what you say oni mo personally this is 261 year me nyina so Nsem-Pii ono kasa person oni muten mpo
there be
recommendations nominations from the constituency level, from say on the
because only Chrome crown or appointee DC no uncovering about also a mumpany.
So I just say only more. Whoever misled the president to appoint a fraudulent person to say the president must take action, and then some who say we take action. To say, oh. What letter revoking how many more misleading advice and recommendations and Nsem-Pii Saka? We don't know that for a fact yet. And so Nsem-Pii such na so sene be ya omo ka no ho ne omo ye adwuma no moving forward no they will do due diligence before Sanya Masi Babisi because you see yepo yempo we ne no o man penny John Dramani Mama ono e man penny you or be taking decisions, critical decisions that affect the lives of the Ghanaian people. And see, people who are going to advise him, recommend, nominate, guide him, should be people who are very, very detailed. And if the president of the republic can be misled on such a serious matter there, then on to me and check up at that. On Trini Panasuni Yungu with Dumujuma, then ye ascend to dear Mafufraka. Because how is it possible? How is it possible, say, we have our nominations here? Echo Council of State,
yes, Echo Council of State.
Now, Echo Council of State, to make say, running on song. Then it comes out that, and yeah, dear, what a tree and a what a share a friend is saying, and maybe as you, a day it was obvious, eh? The very moment I saw the lady's CV, you who the CV pay, and I'm going to CV were fraudulent. University of Ghana, also we University of Ghana 2008. Me call University of Ghana Nibi. University of Ghana, almost yet anything tourism and management.
What shows our call University of Ghana?
Or say Oye University of Ghana 2008 or your Bachelor of Science in Tourism Management.
What?
That's why you University of Ghana come yet tourism management.
What?
So I just say and when a basic.
What it's more than Papa.
Or what I say, and you're sophisticated. And see, if indeed the Council of State was doing any serious work, now and your rubber stamp, Papa, they should have noticed this obvious anomaly on the lady's CV. And whoever recommended the president, the name of the lady to the president, was anomaly, board near the what do we see the cool? I will see you know, yep, on my penny, I will see you. On my penny, we're foot for no money, or you remember receiving him. It's a moment share CV, no. It's a Panian process, are obvious idea where yet Bachelor of Science Tourism Management, or me who are. But what Miss Anka Bakos on Town. So, Johns Hopkins University,
US.
It is one of the most renowned universities in the world, especially when it comes to our medical school. And no more.
Now, all pa ye crap, a lesser ones in the microphone shed anyway.
A run say, or Johns Hopkins. Now, Johns Hopkins, there is a cockatoo. Or see, or yeah, medical, or yeah, medicine, or Johns Hopkins, no, we no. When ya